murder Patrick. I couldn't bear eating in the common hall with him around. That's so
Moors?
Patrick, what are you doing here?
It's forbidden to talk to the prisoners, Moors. You'll have to move off, you and whoever your friend is there.
This man is Sir Alistair Sarwick, a very old friend of mine. I can fully vouch for him.
I see. All the same, that's no concern of mine. There have been some very grisly murders committed.
You must mean the brothers found with their chests cut open.
Adam Flowers was leading the investigation and has declared that Patrick is the culprit.
It has nothing to do with me. You have to trust me, Moors. I barely knew the murdered ones.
From what I understand, the crimes all seem to be wildling rituals. What makes you think Patrick is responsible?
Adam says he has evidence. I'm not supposed to say anything more, but everyone here at Castle Black knows that Patrick came to us from beyond the wall.
I'd like to carry out my own investigation with Alistair's help.
Well, I suppose I can give you access to the old stables where one of the murders happened. But you have to promise to me that you won't bugger up what we're doing.
On my honor.
If you're a friend of Moore's, you can't be short of it. Tell the guard on duty I sent you. He'll let you through.
Thank you, Duncan. I need to take a look around here. I've got Duncan's permission.
What about him?
He's with me and has permission too. Go and check with Duncan if you don't believe me.
No, I believe you. You can go through.
Flowers.
Moors, it's been a long time. And you, my lord. How can we help you? Have you come to join our order?
No, I am just here to accompany Moors on his voyage. I am Sir Alistair of House Sarwick.
So, you're from the south. I would have enjoyed talking to you about the delights of the Riverlands. Unfortunately, I don't have much time to spare. I have an investigation to lead.
That's why I've come to see you. It would seem that Patrick has been arrested.
All our leads do point to his guilt, I'm afraid. It's a grisly business. In total, 5 of our brothers have been found with their chests open and their hearts ripped out.
Could you tell us anything more about these murders?
Very well. It started with a group of builders who were sent to Icemark. 3 of them were murdered in grisly fashion. Initially, it seemed clear that it was a wilding ritual, carried out by the remnants of Gorn's gang, that you fought.
But there have been more murders since then, is that so?
Indeed. The steward called Chop was murdered in Molestown, and Miles died right here. Each scene has been identical, with wilding trinkets and the body in the same position.
What clues led you to believe Patrick is guilty?
Firstly, Patrick was found beyond the wall. I've long suspected him of being a wildling. What's more, he was close to each of the crime scenes. At Icemark, he was one of the builders whom Halfhand was charged with protecting. As it happens, he was also there in Molestown at the very moment there was a murder in the tunnels.
He was with me when we were searching the tunnels.
That proves nothing. He must have killed him before that. Walder was with him at Sybil's, but he was in a drunken sleep just before the crime. Patrick must have taken advantage of this to take his leave quietly. And now the stables. Who do you think was found in the area? Him again. For me, it's absolutely clear. Patrick is the killer. It makes sense, as everything leads us to believe he's a wildling.
Patrick is no wildling. I will swear on it. He's a true northerner who only went beyond the wall to avenge his family.
I'd really like to believe you, Moors. But the evidence is overwhelming.
What evidence? Is there more?
Searching carefully through his belongings, we found some wildling objects. Trinkets made of feather and bone. They were well hidden, but they bear a striking resemblance to the dire things we found where each of the murders happened. It's best you start believing it, Moores.
I have fought alongside Patrick. He's a loyal brother. I'll do my own investigating. Come on, Alistair.
Do as you wish, Moores. But just remember that I'm the officer in charge, so try not to get in the way of our work.
Moores, you're back, and it seems you brought a Southern friend. Is that him?
We'll have to talk later, Lothar. We're in the middle of an investigation and have precious little time.
I'll wager it's about the murder of Miles. Am I right? I might have something for you. He was an old friend of mine.
It seems Miles came to these outbuildings before he died. Were you here then, by any chance?
Aye, I saw him leave the building with Patrick just before his tragic death.
Patrick, you say? Yet he claimed not to know any of the victims.
Let's go back and speak to him.
Duncan, I need to ask your prisoner a few questions about the murders.
Very well, but be quick. I'll give you a few minutes.
Thank you. Patrick, you know about the rumors going around that you're a wildling, don't you?
You know it's all horseshit as well as I do, Moores.
But Adam seems to have found several wildling objects in your belongings.
Someone's trying to pin it on me. I've no idea where those things have come from.
If that's true, I won't let them execute you. Believe me. But I've just discovered that you were seen with Miles near the outbuildings, right before he died. Earlier, you claimed not to know any of the victims. If you're hiding things from me, don't expect my help.
I made a promise, Moores. I swore by the gods.
You're about to be shortened by a head, Patrick.
You would betray the word of a brother? Wasn't it you who taught me that the bond that unites us is as strong as the wall itself?
Your silence does nothing to further my search, Patrick. And a murderer still runs free, killing our brothers one by one.
You no doubt speak truly. I got on quite well with Miles. I saw a lot of him since we returned from our mission at your side. However, he was worried since his fierce argument with Watt. He even intended to leave Castle Black. He was scared he'd be killed.
Miles was going to forswear his vows.
I tried to talk him out of it, Moores, but he made me promise not to give away his secret.
And do you know what was behind his argument with Watt?
It was something about a patrol they had both been in, but I wasn't able to find out anything more.
It might serve us well to have a few words with this Watt.
You've had your time, lads.
What? Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Moores.
I'm told you had a heated chat with Miles just before he died.
Who told you that, pile of steaming dung? I never had any quarrel with Miles. He was one of my best friends here.
Stop lying. You make an ideal suspect for this. So I suggest you start talking unless you want to face the consequences.
Very well then. Miles wanted to go see the Lord Commander to tell him what we knew, and I stopped him from going. That's why we fell out.
What did Miles know?
There's a connection between the murders and the patrol we were in a few years ago.
Tell us about it.
Very well. 4 years ago, Miles and I were both part of a mission beyond the wall. We were on the trail of a band of wildlings, but they found us first. I don't remember much more. Just that it ended in gruesome circumstances. One of our brothers had had his heart torn out by the wildlings. Miles was reminded of this when he heard about these recent murders.
So, all the murders are linked to this old patrol?
Even worse than that. According to Miles, the 5 brothers who'd been killed were members of it. One by one. We're being picked off like fleas.
So why didn't you mention this earlier?
Because my memory of it is very vague. But as for Miles, he was certain the killer had to be one of us. A member of that patrol. He wanted to warn Lord Commander, but I stopped him. We can't go accusing one of our own based on vague memories.
Do you remember who was in the patrol? Who was in charge?
Not really, no. It was all so long ago. The worst thing's not knowing what's behind the next tree.
I can imagine. Thank you for your help, Watt. Alistair, we should go check the patrol records. They might clear all this up.
You must find the one that's doing this, Mors. I really don't want to end up with a hole in my chest.
The trail is taking shape.
There's more to do yet. Let's hope we find what we need in the Lord Commander's records. We risk finding further victims if we waste too much time.
May the others take me. Mors, your face. What happened to you?
It's a long story, Halfhand. I will tell it another time if you don't mind. I'd rather you tell me how things are going here.
You did receive my message, didn't you? After the Gorn tribe fled in a panic, our Builder brothers went to Icemark to seal up the door. Another band of wildlings had managed to get to the south of the wall and to hide themselves where they were working. The wildlings attacked in force. I was there to protect our brothers, but things didn't go well. It was impossible to catch them. They would come upon a man alone, tear out his heart and disappear into the forest in a blink of an eye. There was nothing we could do.
You were responsible for the repairs, Quarren. The security of our Builder brothers came first. Is the work complete?
Yes. The doors are safely shut. Well, I wish those wildlings luck trying to open them up again.
That is a good thing. We can ill afford a gaping hole in the wall. What became of the wildlings?
They're still out there. Once our brothers had safely returned to Castle Black, I took my rangers back to Icemark. But the wildlings didn't wait for us to return. We need you, Mors. Help me find them before they can cause any more damage.
What did your trackers say? Do they have any idea where I should start searching?
The wildlings avoid Castle Black like the plague, that's for sure. But they seem to be heading towards Molestown.
That's unfortunate. It's best if the villagers barricade themselves in their tunnels for a while.
Could you go there, Mors? If wildlings even left the slightest trace, I know you would be able to find it. Drive the fear of the Butcher into their hearts.
I'll see to it, Halfhand. If they're in Molestown, I'll find them.
Thank you, my friend. And watch out for yourself. Remember that these wildlings know how to get by unnoticed. I would not like you to fall into a trap that was meant for me.
If that's the case, I will make them regret that they didn't look more closely at me. So long, Ranger. So, Adam Flowers was in charge of this infamous patrol. And of all those who took part, only Watt is still alive.
We should try and find out more about Flowers.
You're right. Let's go search his chest.
Mance Rayder is rounding up his armies.
So, our Adam might not be so innocent.
This letter suggests he performed the sacrifice himself 4 years ago.
Aye. That's very different to the version of events given in the patrol's report. I need to question him as soon as possible. Clifford, do you know where I can find Adam?
Certainly do. He's just left Castle Black with what? I hear there's been another body found near Molestown.
Ice and darkness. Watt is the only member of the patrol still alive. Flowers is probably finishing off his last victim.
Adam's got him exactly where he wants him. Damn it all. We need to find them immediately. Duncan, do you know where I can find Adam?
Of course. He's just left Castle Black with Watt. Another body seems to have been found near Molestown.
Ice and darkness. Watt is the only member of the patrol still alive. Flowers is probably finishing off his last victim.
Adam's got him exactly where he wants him. Damn it all. We need to find them immediately.
So, Morse, are we gonna save his wildling girl?
Patrick has nothing to do with these crimes, and he'll be cleared. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, yes, in that we have a problem with that.
We don't want him with us. That son of a bitch takes sick pleasure in killing us one by one.
We won't let you carry on with your little investigation, Morse. You need to stop it right now, else we'll stop you.
Adam Flowers is behind all these murders. More of your brothers will soon be dead unless we find him quickly.
Flowers. He's the one that ripped out their hearts.
I just don't believe it.
It is true, whether you believe it or not.
The warrior's balls. Well, in that case, I suppose we won't stop you.
A wise decision.
They finally arrested.
Are you happy now? Here are your cursed hearts. They're yours. White Walkers. I hope you savor them. Moors, there you are at last. And you've brought your friend. That's good. You were all that was missing.
Adam, we know that you're the one killing our brothers and stealing their hearts.
The bastards were trying to blackmail me. I still don't know which one of them it was, but it no longer matters. I got them all.
Are you insane, Adam? Give it up. You're trapped. You cannot hope to escape.
I'm not alone, Moors. They talk to me. Ever since that day, the wildlings forced me to eat poor Argalak's heart. The White Walkers! They want more sacrifices. Always have and always will.
No one is talking to you, Adam. You've simply lost your mind. And now you will die for all the crimes you have committed.
Feel free to try, but they won't let me die.
So, the madman sent his old patrol to the grave.
Few people could have lived after what he went through.
I was unaware how powerful the forces were beyond the wall. The White Walkers are clear enemies of the Lord of Light.
And both nothing more than ghosts in someone's imagination.
You're not one to talk of ghosts, Mors.
I can't argue with that.
Enough talking for today, my lovelies. One of Old Bear's men comes this way.
A crow?
Over there, Arson? Let's be off, quick.
Am I the only one to find those men suspicious?
Now they make me uneasy too. We should follow them.
What makes you think you can come into my house? Bugger off.
You can shut your mouth. Did you think to hide from us by burying yourself down this rat hole? Don't play innocent with us.
My friend has some questions for you. I know what he can do, so I suggest you answer them.
Yes, of course. I'm at your service.
People around these parts are seldom mistaken for honest folk. Now, tell me what you're smuggling.
Pray, sir, I am but an honest mule driver. If it weren't for people like me...
What do you mean, mule driver?
The gift is vast, not many real roads. It's long and difficult to get places. So, when a farmer wishes to sell on his harvest, it's more fitting for him if I make the journey for him with my mules. I take a portion of the goods down to Winterfell to fatten up the stocks. The rest I sell to the stewards of Castle Black. That's how the crows at the wall have something to feast on.
those two suspicious men you were talking to outside?
Patrons, my lord. Free folk from the Gift. They rarely leave their godforsaken farms, so they're wild types, but they're not bad folk.
Is that so? They didn't have the look or smell of farmers, and I've a nose for that sort of thing.
To be honest with you, it was their first time in Molestown. I'd never seen them before, but that's hardly worth soiling your britches for, is it? There are some really lonely hovels out there, so you're lucky sometimes if the folk can even speak 3 words of the common tongue.
And you couldn't discuss mules within earshot of a sworn brother, eh? Don't try to fool me. I've got a keener ear than you'd think. You know what I think? Your farmers are wildlings. The ones Halfhand told me about. And you are a smuggling piece of shit that's been arming them with weapons. That makes you a traitor to our order, and thus a traitor to the realm. I should gut you right here and piss on your entrails. But you're lucky. I need you to tell me what you know first. Tell me what I need to know, and maybe I'll spare your life.
You damned crows. You always have to know everything, don't you? I couldn't care a fig for your quarrels with the wildlings. Me, I'm a man of trade. Ask me what you need to know and let's get it over with.
I need to find them before they bring blood and carnage to the whole of the Gift. Tell me where they are camped.
I've no idea. They hide. All I can tell you is where I was meant to meet them for the trade. There's a trap door that lets you get through from the Molestown tunnels to the surrounding woods. The wildlings were to be watching for me and meeting me there.
I think we are finished here. What do you intend on doing with him, Moors?
When a brother betrays the Night's Watch, he pays with his life. This rat deserves no better.
No, wait. You said you'd let me live if I told you everything. I told you all I know.
I did say that, but I've changed my mind.
You sons of poxy whores. You'll see. Hey, boys. This crow thinks he makes the law around here.
It's over here. The girl was running as if the others were on her tail. She didn't even try to cover her tracks.
Do you know where she's going?
Aye. It's the path that leads to Icemark. Those whoresons have gone back to the sea. We must make haste. I don't know what the wildling wench is planning, but I'd rather she didn't get too far ahead of us.
As you wish. We're freezing in these woods anyway.
My brother is fighting the butcher all on his own. You have to go back. You have to help him.
No, he should have run like you did, woman. Arson has more courage than sense. Besides, he's probably dead by now. Look who comes.
No! Arson!
Butcher! I am the Magnar, Sabrak. The free folk say you roam the night with your dog and that you know the ways of wargs. A strange rumor, it seems to me. But perhaps you're not quite as witless as your black cloak would have us believe. Maybe we could come to some sort of an agreement.
It's the first time I've heard the likes of you speak of agreement. You must really be desperate, Magnar.
Just saving my kind, Butcher. A few days hence we'll be gone, and you'll hear no more of us. No point spilling blood for so little. All we want is to live in peace, south of the wall. We'll go far from the crows, far from your fortress. We'll disappear from sight. Is that not enough for you?
Too late to be begging mercy now, Magnar. My rangers were massacred right here so that you could pass.
That was Gorn's work, not mine. Believe me, we come here in peace.
Your place is beyond the wall. You could have all the peace you wanted over there.
No, winter won't be long coming now. There's no peace to be made with the White Walkers.
White Walkers? What is he talking about?
The others. He speaks of the others.
We must take care of our families, Crow. Your wall will protect our women and children from the White Death.
I am the shield that guards the realms of men.
What?
They are the vows I took with my order. The duty of the Night's Watch is to protect men from the horrors that lie beyond the wall, whatever their origins.
And where would you put the wildlings in all this? With the men, or with the horrors?
I do not know. A little of both, I suppose.
I am but a stranger here, but they seem human enough to me.
I know what it means to lose a family. I cannot blame you for wanting to protect them. Your people can leave, Magnar Sabrak, and tell your warriors they owe their lives to the tears of your womenfolk. And no more raids. You will only know peace if the Night's Watch are unaware of your presence. The first I hear of a burning farm, I will come personally to cut off your head. Do you understand?
There are always some reckless ones, but I'll explain. Thank you, Butcher. Come join me up there by the fires. We can speak freely there. You know the way, I believe.
Agreed. I'll come.
Curse you, Butcher.
Well, I must be the first Magna of the Free Folk to speak with you without an axe in my hand, Butcher.
Not the first, but it is rare enough that you can boast of it when you return beyond the wall.
I don't think I'll be returning back there, Crow. Not before the end of winter in any case. And this winter will be long. Very long. Even if the other crows don't catch us, my years will come to an end long before the winter does.
Your clansmen seem to know I'm a warg, even though I've been guarding the secret for years.
A secret you've kept from your fellow Needlers from the south, maybe. But we are children of the first men. We don't forget the old ways. We walk with the giants, and we hear the voices of the heart trees. There are many skin changes amongst the free folk. Your beast has come prowling round our camps too often, Butcher. An ordinary wild dog would not choose its victims so carefully.
That is what I suspected.
It is time for us to go.
I wanted to give you these, Butcher. These bracelets have been with the dreams of our skin changers for generations. Maybe they will help you remember that not all of what comes from the free folk is bad.
I appreciate this gift, Magna. I'll take good care of it. I found Adam. He was the one behind all these murders.
It's hard to believe.
It all goes back to a patrol 3 years ago, when he said he escaped the wildlings. However, he didn't really escape. The wildlings agreed to let him go, after he ate the heart of the sworn brother they captured alongside him.
No jest. That's disgusting. I can't even imagine.
He thought he'd left all of it in the past, but someone knew his secret and had started blackmailing him. He was certain that it could only be one of the original patrol, so he began killing them off, one by one. The same vile way he killed the first of his brothers.
How could he do such a thing?
He'd lost his mind. When I found him in the forest, he talked of hearing voices and white walkers.
And what?
He was already dead when I reached Adam. There was nothing I could do to save him.
7 hells.
However, that monster is now dead. So we have no reason to be holding Patrick prisoner anymore.
Agreed. We'll release him right away, as soon as we inform the Lord Commander about what happened.
Thank you, Morse. Thank you with all my heart.
Now you'll be able to resume your watch.
Yes, I suppose. But to be honest, I'm unsure how I feel. My brothers were so quick to turn their backs on me. For many, I was never really one of them.
You're a sworn brother of the Night's Watch, Patrick. No one can deny that.
I suppose you're right.
so.
Damn wildlings! Isn't it enough to kill them?
Moors. Finally. So how was the hunt for wildlings?
As always, Halfhand. They turned around and settled near Icemark. You do not need to send another patrol after them. They are just food for the vultures now.
Very well. The peasants of the Gift can now sleep in peace. We owe you a lot, Butcher.
I don't know. These were different. They didn't seem very threatening to me. All they wanted was to find shelter by the wall to live through the winter. You should have seen them. They stank of fear.
Fear? What do they fear that could have driven them so hard?
The others. From what they say, their whole tribe fled their territory to escape from the White Walkers.
We haven't seen the others at the wall or beyond for thousands of years. At any other time, I would have told you these were tales to deceive you. But now, this is not the first time I've heard mention of the White Walkers. One of our boys declared he saw them when he was last out ranging. I've heard a few rumors since being at the wall, but these ones keep coming back. Something evil is crawling upon the horizon. I can feel it, even in my missing fingers. I'll bring it up with the old bear when I get a chance. Anyway, thanks for your help. I knew that your tracking talents would make a difference.
Practicing. He gave all the others a beating.
Very well. Is everything ready? There's no going back.
All is ready.
This is where it will all be settled, my friend.
I know. Sharpen your blade, for blood will be shed. Valar, cursed be your name, and all that you stand for. You took the lives of Serena and Tyr. And now, Jane, I swear by the Seven that you will pay for this. My death will be but a small price to pay. If I must fall, I will not fall alone. I will destroy anyone who is a danger to the child, whomever he may be. For the child, for Jane, but he cannot stay with me. I know only war and bloodshed. All I can do is kill those who threaten his life, make sure he grows up in safety.
It is time to meet your fate, Valar. My sister's blood will be avenged. Riverspring will never fall to you. I will not allow your bloodseekers to oppress my people any longer, nor shall you sully the name of Sarwick again. You will now feel the wrath of the Red God. I will kill you before the Queen grants you my titles and lands. And with the King dead, the Queen won't grant an audience until everything is once again under control. I can trick him, but the child? Valar thinks he is no longer a problem. If all goes badly, I could offer the child to the Queen. And then, I don't want to even think about it. I must finish Valar, and to do that, I need Moors.
On the eve of the day which will seal their destinies, our heroes are faced with a moral dilemma, as in the past. Two men, two brothers in arms, united by a shared desire for vengeance, but separated by different goals. Two heroes, two destinies, of which only one can be realized. Which destiny will you choose?